Welcome to 7767 Northwest 83rd Place in Terrebonne, Oregon. This 9.61 acre parcel is buildable, has the power ready at the road, as you can see with the power lines right here. All that needs to be put in place is the line back to the home site. That power pole is right at the corner. And then there's a road that goes through the property currently that connects to the BLM on the western boundary. This loops around to 93rd Street through the BLM, so you can ride your mountain bike, hike, anything non-motorized. You can travel through this road back to the BLM and connect. There's tons of BLM right at your fingertips from this property, and across the street from this corner is Deschutes County Park Reserve land that would allow you to walk right out your front door and down the hill to the Deschutes River for fishing or recreating. And then at the end of Teeter Avenue and 84th Court, there's two more points of access to BLM land. And from this property, you can actually see Smith Rock if you get over to a corner here that I'll show that view from. And then back in the property, there's an exceptional view up on the hill of Jefferson. You can see Jefferson right there, and Hood, and little peek-throughs of the Sisters. But from the building site that's back in the lot a little further, with the removal of a couple trees, you'll have a really great mountain view. And then you'll look over to the east and see the Ochocos, Gray Butte, and Smith Rock too. Lower Bridge Estates, all paved roads, quick into town. It's about 10 minutes to Terrebonne, 15 to 20 minutes to Redmond, 30 minutes to Bend, and 20 minutes to Sisters. Just a beautiful lot in an excellent neighborhood. Here in the middle of the lot, we've got some of the resident wildlife. A couple of mule deer. There's lots of mule deer out here. They live amongst the trees and down by the river. We're right in the middle of the lot right now. These guys are waking up from a nap and a little bit sleepy. And they're used to us in the neighborhood, so they don't get startled too easily. You can see we're back in the middle of where a home site would be. And the mountains are really just right there. All you have to do is trim a few trees, and you'll have Mount Jefferson and Mount Hood totally unobstructed from ground level. On the second floor, you'll have an exceptional view without trimming trees. Nice and level, good native fauna with bitterbrush, sage, bunch grass, and juniper. I'm standing on the little road that goes through the property to the BLM. And there's Mount Jefferson. All the trees in this view corridor can be removed easily. And the road goes that way to the Bureau of Land Management property. And then back out to the road where the video started. Just a little bit further down the road, you can see that the back property line marker that backs up to the BLM land. There's Three Finger Jack and Jefferson. Again, almost all of these trees can be removed. And then Mount Hood. We've got a perfect little view corridor right there. standing now at the western boundary of the property, right up against the Bureau of Land Management parcel. This road then continues through that BLM land all the way over to 93rd for a nice long walk or mountain biking ride. As you can see, all the BLM out here is closed to motorized vehicles and shooting, so archery is permitted, pedal bikes that are non-electrified, and walking and horseback are all allowed, but no motorized vehicles and no firearms, which is nice for sound and for safety. And then to get an idea of where we are on the map, this is what we have going on. So, the parcel, the subject property for Golden, Sean, Edward, and Sarah Elizabeth. That corner you see has the tan land for the park reserve that I walked across to go down to the river. There's another piece of the park reserve land at the across the street from the far southern edge that you can walk down to the river. And then all of this BLM land that you see and you can see how much of it's around the neighborhood in general. It's really a big tract of BLM land. All the way through and around at the end of the river. So there's really good public access. You can see the shape of this where you ride around over to 93rd from here. And I will be doing that with my GoPro on, so you can really get an idea on, and I'll be riding my mountain bike. Just walked onto the edge of the BLM right here. And there's Jefferson. Standing at the midway point of the eastern boundary, I'm looking over at Smith Rock right now in Gray Butte. So it's the wrong time of day to have the great burst of color that you'd see in the afternoon off of Smith Rock, but it is completely visible from the lot. And then across the street here, this is the corner where the power pole is, where it becomes Deschutes County Park Reserve land right here until that other power pole. So straight down this hill, you can walk on public land right down to the Deschutes River. That's the parcel. That power pole straight ahead across the street is the northeast corner. And then it goes back around and it bends around this road all the way until the road bends again. It's a nice sized parcel. So we're on the Deschutes County Park Reserve land. The county does not have any development plans for this property or any of the other parcels that they have in this neighborhood, of which there are several. There's actually another one a little further down 83rd to the south that gives you the same access. It's just not as quickly available from the subject property. And what we're looking at across the river is Odin Falls, the neighborhood. there's the Deschutes. A great swimming hole right there. Also really good for fishing. This whole stretch is really well known for its fishing holes, and it's a good place to float the river too. I float it here all the time. So yeah, you can walk right off of this lot and down to the river. This is a little more challenging spot to get down, but it's completely passable. The best place to get down to the river for ease of access is at the end of Teeter and 84th Court. And actually there's a bald eagle down there in that tree. If you can see him there. out here on the edge of the Deschutes River. So I access this property on my mountain bike by coming straight east at the end of Teeter Road across BLM land. This is totally allowable for mountain bike and hiking, all kinds of recreation. You can get down to the river for fishing. Excellent pools down here for rainbows. And there's others too that people love to fly fish from here. There's Mount Hood in the distance. This BLM goes all the way to the end of the peninsula here. There's Mount Jefferson. And the BLM stretches then even on the other side of the river, all the way over to where you can see that little bit of smoke coming up. And a lot of that is ATV and UTV terrain, but it's across the river. Everything on this side of the river is non-motorized, so just hiking and mountain biking, things like that. It's quick access from the lot, and it's quick access from anywhere in the neighborhood. Just beautiful terrain, very serene, a great place to come out and just enjoy nature. You can see the Ochocos way out there to the east, behind Smith Rock and Gray Butte. There's Smith Rock and all of the Gray Butte area, just past Terrebonne. Standing on the bank of the Deschutes River, directly below the end of 84th Court, at the end of the Deschutes County Park Reserve land, on the BLM land that adjoins it. There's excellent access for fishing down here, just enjoying yourself on the river, and also floating on inner tubes. You can put in the water right here from about mid-May through mid-September when the water's nice and warm, and float down to Lower Bridge with a vehicle waiting. You just walk down the hill. It's a short walk from the end of 84th Court down here with your tubes. Put in the water and float for about an hour and a half. It's serene. You see river otters, deer, all kinds of different birds. And there's wild irises that bloom along the edge of the river. All kinds of other neat things too that are just really pretty all throughout the growing season. Just a neat spot to take in the Central Oregon outdoors.